Now, the Google placement targeting gives you 4 options of finding websites. You can list URLs, you can describe the topic, you can browse the topics, or you can target by demographic. Okay?
Goring, it's a good idea when you're using Quantcast.
Yes.
If you know particular markets that will adhere to that demographic, you can find them very easily in Quantcast and check the demographic out before you even go on the URL. Big help.
That works amazingly.
Yeah, it's a big help because if you're looking for 55-year-old women.
Well, Quantcast is huge. If you guys haven't used Quantcast, it's a great demographic tool to start. I think Matt, you talked about this with PPV, that your whole strategy changed when you started going after demographics rather than offer. Because sometimes, if you think about it, if you're promoting something very generic as a dieting offer, your job is to find every woman out there who's looking to lose weight, and that could be women of various websites, visiting various websites. So I've noticed when I'm bidding on various websites that completely unrelated websites, but because the demographic is the same, it's targeting the same person, okay? With Google placement targeting, we talked about if you want to target web pages rather than websites, you must use the AdWords 180 method. There was an individual by the name, Matt, what was his full name? Ian what? Rawlinson. He's the first guy who came out with this, and I love to give credit to the guy who deserves this. He's the one that said, guys, even though Google only allows you to bid on domains, go back into your ad groups, wipe it out by using the edit feature, wipe out all the domains, and now you can target specific web pages on that particular domain. And he started showing click-through rates of 7-8%, which is pretty phenomenal. So I'll just edit your placements and paste the website URLs. But there's also tools out there that allow you to find websites that carry AdSense ads. The 3 of the ones I know are AdWords Digger by Jason Katzenbach. Jason, where are you, buddy? And then there's Site Sniper Pro by Matt. And then there's one called Content Bully by the guys who came out with PPC Bully. But for me, the best tool in the world is Google. Okay? 2 years ago, when I was in the beta test for the CPC, because for the longest time, placement targeting was CPM basis. Then they went into beta. I called them up. I begged them. I said, whoops. I said, you got to let me in the beta. They said, are you American? Are you US? I said, no. I'm a Canadian. They said, it's only for US people. I don't understand why it's only for US people. I said, come on, you got to let me in. I said, you got to let me in. And is that better? There, is that better? Yeah. So I basically pleaded with him on the phone to let me in because if you guys are familiar with Mark Roth, he's the guy behind OfferVault. He called me up. He said, you got to get on it. So this next strategy, even though it's common knowledge for a lot of people using placement targeting, I call it the Roth domination strategy. let me get the $2,000 sales page up for that next week, all right?
Well, it should be.
No, but he's right. I think in anything, Dan, PPV, PPC, media buys, anything, there's a ton of unsold. Think about it, guys. Are you good to go? Think about it. There's what? How many people are in the States? 380 million? But 400 million? Let's say 400 million people, right? There's like 7 billion people in the world. 7 billion, okay? That's like 6.6 billion people that you can tap into. And chances are that 6.6 billion people, they don't have no idea what a CPA offer is. So seriously, if you could get you convince some company in India to do a 2-cent zip offer. Pay me 2 cents and I'll get you zip offer emails and everything like that. You could make a lot of money. You could. There's huge markets in Brazil, and I realized the guys were bidding on Brazilian ringtones were getting 2-cent, 3-cent traffic that was coming in. So you only really needed to spend, let's say, 40, 50 cents on Brazilian traffic or whatever before you got a conversion, which was pretty good. So that's how they managed to ramp up with the ringtones. And now think about it. You look at the ringtones in Spain, Sweden, Norway, they're paying considerably more than 80 cents. They're paying like $5. They're paying like $6. So what's to stop you from duplicating all your US content ringtone campaigns, for example, and just changing the country and changing where it points to? You're going to get cheaper traffic. There's little competition as far as international traffic is concerned. And there's no stopping you as far as, forget CPA. I mean, if you can't find a CPA in an international market, go find a CPS offer, a cost per sale offer, on Commission Junction or ClickBank or something, and just pitch something. Because if you can get traffic for a penny, like look at this. I paid, for 1.6 million clicks, I paid a penny. You can only do that with PPV. You can only get, and that's interruption marketing and annoying the hell out of people. With PPC, these were actual clicks of people that I pre-qualified. They saw my ad, they clicked on the ad, now they're going through my funnel. Okay? Google has a translate, sorry, go ahead, Dan.
One thing on this, and I'm pretty certain I got it figured out, is that you can write the ad in English and Google converts it to
Yes.
English.
Google has a translation tool.
It may not always make sense, though.
It doesn't make sense, but who cares? Give it a shot.
Oh, that can be better. Because let's face it, when we see a really badly written English ad,
Yeah.
we notice it. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So the fact that it's goofily translated could be great.
Well, that's what you got to test. You got to test English ads, but Google does have a free translation service called translate.google.com. Stick in your ad copy exactly and see what pops out, okay? To test. If you start getting a lot of clicks and conversions, I might just get somebody on Elance just to make sure that you got the right English, no, seriously. Like, don't go out and get somebody to translate if you don't know if you're going to make any money. Just translate it, see what happens, and if it makes money, then go out and get it properly done, and actually hire somebody so that you can actually do proper split testing. Like, you know, I mean, hey fatso in Brazilian, right, or something like that, right?
Hola, Fatso. Hola, Gordo.
So with that being said, if you can get 1 cent traffic on the content network, start throwing in image ads, because now you control the entire block. Now you control the entire block, get a higher click-through rate, and do more what you want in that image ad or image block. I don't know, get pretty pictures of Brazil or something, or whatever country you're in, and try to sell the person on it.
Do you have a recommendation on affiliate networks that have a lot of international?
Well, Canada has CanadianSponsors.com. Strictly Canadian offers.
What about, like, South American?
There's a company called WebGains.
Okay.
WebGains.com or something? They cover 8 or 9 countries.
The
And
problem with most of the networks we run with, they
It's all
don't have
US.
a lot of offers.
No.
They're usually like mobile offers that I've never done well with.
no, it's
Primary ads UK, and I think
they folded.
Well with
They're not. Yeah, they a lot of these networks you can find. You know what would be sweet? You know what would be sweet? Matt, are you listening? Okay. If somebody would create a tool like Offer Vault that simply indexed international offers. Do you see what I'm saying? If you simply said Brazilian, boom, all the Brazilian offers on whatever network that they're running on, or something like that, because that would make it a hell of a lot easier, if that makes any sense.
Well, I think OfferVault will do that with like Hydras and the Never Blues and those. You can get them, but again, they're not the good ones, you know.
No, I mean, the mostly from what I've seen are mobile offers, and that's why I'm saying don't limit it just to CPA then. Because if you can get traffic for a penny, find out what you can convert for that.
Yeah.
What, Charles?
Do you have to convert the landing page too for a decent quality score?
I've only done direct linking, actually, to be honest with you,
Okay.
on international content traffic. Never had an issue. They've just given me the, you know, PerfSpot? Frick, I even started promoting PerfSpot because they accepted all international traffic. So if you can get 1 penny to PerfSpot, you only need 1 out of every 40 people to fill it out.
It's a great offer.
PerfSpot? Okay. With that being said, let's talk about. I had a call from my Yahoo ad rep from search marketing. So we were talking on the phone, and this is when my image ads are doing phenomenal on the Google Content Network. I'm living it up. Life is great. Things are good. And, I said to him, I said, Joe, what would be great about Yahoo? And he's like, what's that? He goes, if you guys allowed image ads. And he was like, we have image ads. I said, what? What are you talking about? You have image ads? He goes, oh, yeah, we got a lot of image ads. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, it's on an entirely different platform. It's not on the Yahoo Search Networking platform. It's on the Yahoo Ad Ready platform. An entirely different platform. Entirely different platform. And They have a huge, huge, huge volume of inventory. He even warned me. He said, be extremely careful because millions of impressions start flying almost immediately your ad is approved. Okay? I've seen it. Jonathan has seen it. And the big question at this point is that why are conversions like crap? Raj?
Why are conversions like crap?
You used to work there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know?
A lot of advertisers are targeting. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just using a tool, and they're not.
Branding?
Some advertisers focus on branding, so they don't know how to drive conversion. It depends on their goal. If their goal is branding,
Yeah.
then it's okay. If their goal is conversion, they need
Then.
to be very sophisticated. They need to know what they're doing.
Okay. The way the Yahoo Ad Ready network works is they have 3 networks of traffic. It's the Yahoo Publisher Network, Right Media, and Yahoo, what is the other one? Yahoo.
It's the Yahoo network.
Yahoo Network. So there's a Yahoo Publishers Network, Yahoo Network, and Ad Ready. Okay? So essentially you're running on 3 networks. The Yahoo Publisher Network, you can only bid on a CPM basis. But the other 2 networks, you can go on a CPC basis. The problem is that I found is that it's very hard to convert. But the thing that keeps bugging me about it is the vast amount of insane traffic that you can get from it. It's just a matter now of kind of finding the combination, I guess you would say.
When I sold display ads for Yahoo.
You want to get the mic? So you know how the system works. Why don't you explain everything?
Does anyone want some inside information? No? Can it not leave the room? No, this isn't. I'm just kidding. If you want to buy traffic on the Yahoo network, you have to fill out an IO. You need to buy at least $5,000 to $10,000. My friends that are still over there, they're like, they won't even bother dealing with anyone that does at least 20K. So like after testing stuff on the Google Content Network, you can go to the Yahoo network. You could target behaviors. You could target people that are interested in certain things based on their profile. You probably want to do this with more quality offers because the risk is going to be higher if it doesn't perform. If it's your own offer, that's even better. But that's not a self-service platform. You have to go through a rep and they have to approve it. It sounds like this is
a self-service.
yeah. So we can do that from the corner of Starbucks, and it'll be live the next day.
No.
No? Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, the problem with that is that you got to wait 2-3 days for Yahoo to approve your ads to have them ready. But it is a self-serving platform. My word of advice, I haven't done a heavy amount of testing on it yet, but it's almost like what Carlos and Lupe teach in their course, that before you do a media buy, you better have 100% the best creative in the world. So if you guys are ready to go to Yahoo Ad Ready, make sure you have exhausted all the split testing possible on the Google Content Network before you migrate your ads over to Yahoo Ad Ready.
And the traffic still isn't exactly the same. So
It's still not going to be the same because Google, I love Google, man. You can actually do placement targeting on specific websites. Yahoo, what category? Where's my ad being shown, right? I don't know where it's being shown or how it's being shown.
I have one theory to throw out there too. Maybe the server side guys can elaborate, but I've sent a lot of fire hose traffic with pay-per-view, and I have a theory that sometimes doing these redirects, and even though I've had my own dedicated servers, and even going through like some of the affiliate networks, I don't think they can serve the ads fast enough. So I think wire conversions suck so bad. Is there pages being delivered that don't have the creative? Because when you send 86,000 people to, Hydra in 5 minutes, can they really serve 86,000 versions of that page you're trying to send? When they're
Probably
not
not.
used to it from you, Mr. Little Affiliate who never sent traffic to that one offer. Seriously, because they have bandwidth that they're constantly trying to play with, and you're just one affiliate of thousands they're trying to manage.
Oh, I know, I agree.
So I think it could be a bandwidth thing, and that's why I think conversions suck a lot on these fire hose traffic. Because if there's a way to throttle, like you have a PPV Dominator that lets you send it to 100 offers, and maybe you could send it into PPV Dominator and it funnels it to 100 places, maybe you could throttle the traffic a little bit, and then your conversions might go up. I don't know. I've been struggling with that for like a year now. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it because, on pay-per-view, you can buy millions of clicks in an hour if you can figure out how to make it convert. I can't get it to convert anywhere, so I think that's what's happening. I think it's a bandwidth, server, everything, but anyway.
Well, there's a whole bunch of issues because you think about it with PPV traffic. First of all, you're not even popping up a direct URL. You're popping up a redirect. So there's that issue right there of speed, of how fast does a redirect actually pop up the offer.
And if you direct link Hydra in Google, it's a redirect sometimes through a redirect.
Yeah, because all the networks are getting an offer from, Copiac got it from Primary, who got it from Hydra, who ended up getting it from affiliate.com.
Yes, you have 6 redirects between you and the page, and Yahoo's sending 1 million people.
Yeah.
I don't think the pages are loading. That's my theory.
Well, that's another reason why there's a discrepancy when you look at your stats versus what the rotator's telling you. Okay, the rotator's telling me 6,000 impressions, but media traffic's telling me 7,000? Something doesn't jive here.
And you have several networks shaving.
Yeah.
At many levels.
Yeah, every single level you're getting screwed. You know what I do? Honestly, no, this is, yeah, this is what you do, guys. When you test your, and you should, this is another reason why to test your CPA URL. If you got really good eyes, figure out where it's all redirecting, and then go back to the source.
HTTP live headers in
Yeah,
Firefox.
yeah, that's my favorite
What is it?
tool.
It's a plugin.
Stand up, stand up.
That's $1 million tip right
yes.
there.
Yeah. For the more technically inclined, or those who want to be more technically inclined, there's a Firefox add-in, it's free, called live HTTP headers. Live HTTP headers. You can just Google it and you'll go right to it. And what it allows you to do is you just select it from your menu in Firefox, and at that moment you are now watching live header data of everything that's transpiring through your browser. So what you do is you open it up, click a link, and then watch as every single thing that happens with every single file that's loaded, every single redirect that happens, every URL that's called, every referrer that's passed, everything that happened with that traffic. And that is what your more sophisticated affiliate networks are actually seeing and looking at if they're looking for any kind of weird activity or suspicious or fraudulent clicks or whatever. But it also means that you can see both on your own links or maybe a competitor's link. You find somebody who's running a particular offer and you want to see like where he's getting it from, run it through there and you'll see every redirect that's going through and you can trace it back to the original network that had the offer. So HTTP live HTTP headers is a hugely important thing to get comfortable with. You don't have to actually understand everything in the headers, but just being able to see the URLs of each hop is huge.
How do you trace it back? Because a lot of them use similar beginning.
Oh, all you gotta do is just you watch the path. If it, first it goes to their URL, then it goes to, it goes through tracking101.com, and then it goes through hydramedia.com, and then it goes through here, and eventually you'll see the final place where it loaded from. That's the source network.
If you click this Oprah guy's ad who's going after a Sia Berry, you'll get 15 pages of stuff to sift through,
Yep.
and you'll see his affiliate link over in Hydra with his affiliate ID.
Yep.
If he's not smart, I mean, you can close.
Yeah, there are ways you can try to hide it, but if you still know what to look for, there's,
people won't hide
yeah,
How
yeah.
do you know if it's Hydra or, because don't a lot of them have similar like link strike? I know that's Hydra, but don't they often share?
No. I think what you're seeing is direct track. All direct track networks, especially direct track, but any publisher on direct track can share each other's offers, and so that's why so often you see the same offers on, 4 different direct track networks. They all seem to have the same stuff. Well, one of them probably had it first, and now they're cross-publishing it to all the other networks. And so sometimes you'll get an offer from network A, and it hops through networks B, C, and D, and it's really coming from network D, and you might actually be able to get a better payout at network D. In fact, a little plug for Get Ads, because this happened to me recently, was a couple months back, I was running a ton of stuff with Get Ads, and I was running offers at Get Ads that I also found at another direct track network I was using. And so I was splitting it between both, because at that time I didn't have much of a relationship with Get Ads yet. I hadn't been running with them that long, and so I was like, well, let me cover my bases and make sure I split it between 2 different networks, just make sure I get paid and all that good stuff. Same offer, same landing page, same everything, except that for some reason I could get a nickel more at Get Ads than I could squeeze out of the other network. I just couldn't get that extra nickel out of these guys. They just wouldn't give it to me and couldn't give it to me. And eventually I was talking to Mike at Get Ads one day, and it came up that the offers I was running were actually Get Ads' own offers. So that's why they could give me the extra nickel. They weren't paying the middleman. So it was like, well, then why am I not just running it all to you guys? And by that time I felt good about them. They'd paid me well and everything was fine. And so I just ran it all to Get Ads. So it can definitely pay, quite literally, to know where the offer's source is coming from. However, that being said, I think probably all of us who have ever done any kind of real volume with any network have seen sometimes odd things happen where even though we're going to the network that might be the originator of the offer and or pay more, it doesn't convert nearly as well. Even though it's the exact same everything, and maybe it's shaving, maybe it's scrubbing, you know, I don't know. But payout is not everything. It's certainly worth looking at. In my case, that nickel, everything else was equal. Conversions with the same, you know, it was like, well, then why wouldn't I want the extra nickel? My God, that's big when you're doing, you know, a couple thousand leads a day. Like, that adds up fast. But you know, payout's not everything, but it's worth knowing where the offer's coming from so you can at least go look at the source network and see, you know, well, what's their version of it, and at least test it out. And maybe you're not on that network and you want to be, you know. So just bottom line is live HTTP headers is your friend. Get it, use it, love it, all that good stuff.
Another quick thing.
Is this $1 million, Rod?
This is $1 billion. Well, no, this will increase your conversion rates immediately. If you just take out the extra hops that Jonathan's talking about, the landing page load time will reduce, which will improve your quality score. And I've noticed that taking shaving and scrubbing and kind of the shady stuff out of it, when the page loads faster, it just increases your conversion rates. So anytime you can go directly to the person selling the product, and I'm not promoting any email or zip submits anymore. I'm trying to go towards direct advertisers and lead gens. But I mean, those will load instantly because you're going directly to their site. You're not going through 5 different networks that are all collecting a little change, you know, to get that lead in.
With that being said, one of the experiences I had about 3 years ago was I was running a great offer on a network. It was converting like gangbusters. Everything was great. Then I got that dreaded email. The offer has expired. I was like, oh my God. But I remembered when I used to watch the offer, it was doing exactly what we're talking about here, going from one boom, 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 boom. And I always paid attention closely to the very last URL that it was redirecting through. I contacted that CPA network. I said, do you have this offer? He said, yes, they do. I joined the network, and I ran directly from that network at a 33% higher payout, and I've been doing it now for 3 years. If I hadn't done that exercise, I probably would have blown a couple $100,000 in profit from that campaign that I've managed to get over the last 3 years. So if it offers expires, go out and find it. Go find who the guy was. Go find out who the advertiser was. And just go after him. And that'll be more into talking about, you know, when I talk about, maybe I should talk about it right here. When we were at the CX Digital Affiliate Forum back in October, I was moderating some of the panels, and one of the big questions was, where do you think the CPA industry is going to go? And I literally bit my lip, and I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to, how do you say it? I didn't want to cause any problems or anything like that. But I felt like standing up and saying that your CPA networks are probably going to be a thing of the past for super affiliates. For super affiliates, because it doesn't make sense when you're pushing tens of thousands of dollars a day to continue to go through a middleman that's taking 10% of that or 5% of that. It makes sense to go directly with the advertiser. And there's a number of rules for that. Better landing page load ups, less probability of the pixel not firing or shaving or scrubbing or anything like that, and setting up your own platform. With that being said, I've shut down offers on networks because I knew that there was shaving and I knew there was scrubbing, and I said, well, screw that. I'm not going to run the offer anymore. And one time I got a phone call from one advertiser, and he said, well, you're a hard guy to get a hold of. And this was a VP of a company. And I said, well, what's up? He goes, well, you were running a crap load of traffic with us, generating, you know, considerable amount of leads per month. What happened? And I said, well, I got tired of you guys taking 10% of the leads and scrubbing them at the end of the month or whatever, right? So like Jonathan was saying, he explained to me. He goes, the problem is should we pay you $1.50 on every bad email? No, it doesn't make any sense to do that, right? So what they did was they gave me access to their complete backend so I could see what was being scrubbed, what wasn't being scrubbed, and how their system worked. And they said, why don't you run direct with us? Let's skip the network. We got no middleman, better lines of communication when you're talking with the advertiser. And you can get away with doing a lot more with the advertiser, because now you're not going to your affiliate manager who has to go to her affiliate manager who's got to go to her boss, who has to contact the creative department that has to tech with the tech team to contact the advertiser to see that if you can place a pixel. Who knows? So I started working with these guys, and it really opens your mind up when you're starting to work directly with advertisers. First of all, their back end is horrible. So what did I do? I went out and I got my own direct track platform. Okay? So theoretically, I have my own CPA network. And it only has one affiliate, and that's myself. Okay? No, seriously. It's just me. I have all my advertisers on the platform. I have the statistical data collection and everything being done in Direct Track. Direct Track now has 5 sub-IDs, so you can track in sub-IDs. And I literally think that as a super affiliate, if you're doing 10, 15 grand a day on an offer, it doesn't make sense to not go direct with the advertiser. Direct Track only costs 10 grand and about $1 grand a month. When you're doing 10 grand a day, that's peanuts. It's peanuts. It only makes sense to do it that way and eliminate all the problems in between. Dan?
I don't want to be devil's advocate because I agree with you most of the time. I've gone direct. I've had a couple bad experiences. I just throw out there 2 things. One, it can be helpful. Sorry. It can be helpful to have the network between you and the direct person, because a lot of these direct people, they have like 45-day net. Yeah. Where an affiliate, most of my affiliate networks are on a weekly payout. So if you can afford to fund 10 grand a day for 45 days, and go for it. So that's one thing. And another thing is that if you can afford to have the direct track and also somebody managing that, then it makes sense. But I really enjoyed, I had an offer on CX, and the advertiser I think is kind of shady. I went direct with them. They even had better payouts and everything, but conversions got cut in half. Same traffic, nothing changed for me, and my conversions got cut in half. When I had it on CX, Wasim would help babysit the offer. They'd find leads that were missing, all this other bull crap. And I don't have the time to be calling this guy every day and say, look, dude, why'd you cut half our leads yesterday? For no reason. When you know you're doing a consistent amount of leads, like say 100 leads a day with somebody for months, and they go to 50 in one day and nothing broke, something else weird's going on, and then that's where the CX can step in and say, hey, we've got guys, and because everything's going through them too, so they're watching everything, and I don't have the time to babysit, but most of the time I think it can be beneficial if you can get access to the back end, where this guy wasn't willing to give us anything, but he'd place a pixel, which again, he can decide when he fires a pixel. So, 2 things there mainly is the control, and then the cash. Can you fund these people? Because you're really loaning money to these people, and they can decide not to pay you. I've been stiffed several times where I had to wait several months to finally get a fairly large check that if I had done it earlier in this business, it would have shut me down. Because this is a cash flow business. Because there's 2 things that are king. I mean, you pay for the traffic. Yeah, you were saying payouts not king or whatever, but I think 2 things are king. Cash flow is king in this business, and also conversion is king. Because conversion can make or break. Payout almost doesn't matter. If you can get your conversions up 10%, it doesn't matter if you have to shave a quarter, because you'll make it up. But anyway, going direct, it can be good and bad. And I think if you can get this kind of relationship with them where they give you back-end access, you can make sure you see behind the curtain, and it's not just the Wizard of Oz back there. You can actually see. And then again, if you can afford to fund it and afford to put the infrastructure in place. So.
Yeah, I only recommend it obviously if you're pushing a huge volume of traffic, and the offer's not going to disappear. It's been running consistently for years. But here's another advantage of going through Direct Track specifically. Direct Track, most of the CPA networks run off of Direct Track. You're looking at about 200, 250 networks that run off of Direct Track. And the reason why you see all these redirects of, the offer's supposed to be running through Copiac, but it's redirecting through affiliate.com, which is redirecting through another Direct Track network, is because everybody on the Direct Track network, all the networks have the ability to cross-publish offers. So what happens is Copiac announces, okay, we're doing this email submit, and we're willing to pay any network $1.60. So the network picks it up, like affiliate.com, and then they put it on their network, and they say, okay, we'll pay you $1.30 or whatever, right? So, you're running traffic through another network, but the nice thing about having Direct Track now is that if you are a Direct Track owner, you can cross-publish the offer to yourself now. And now you've cut out the cross-publish commission that was going to the Direct Track network that you're running the offer from. So instantly, you've given yourself like a 20-cent or 25-cent pay increase.
Plus, it's a network you can trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you say there's 200 offers on that?
200 networks.
Oh,
There's 200 networks on there.
And all their offers?
No. The only ones they choose to cross-publish.
Oh, okay.
So let's say Dan's affiliate network wants to publish Dan's affiliate ringtones. Gore's affiliate network wants to pick up Dan's ringtones. Let's say on your back end, you know your numbers are, I'm going to make 12 bucks for every lead. So you say, Gore, I'll pay you 10 bucks. Great, and I tell my affiliates, I'll pay you 6. Jonathan runs my offer. He's all thrilled. He's getting a huge amount of volume. Then he realizes, because a lot of networks, sometimes when they cross-publish, they don't advertise the offers themselves. Sometimes it's kind of like a rule or something like that, that you just give me the offer, let me run or whatever. But if Jonathan has direct track, he can cross-publish that offer and get the 10 bucks. So kind of giving yourself a bump
Can you
raise.
throw a number out there what it costs? I heard the number.
$10,000. $10,000 for the direct track platform and $1,000 a month after that. And that's it.
I got quoted differently.
What's that?
I got quoted differently.
Maybe they jacked up their price. What did you get quoted?
5,500 upfront and then 2,200 a month.
2,200 a month?
I didn't buy it.
A lot more per month
I told
with
him
less
it was-
upfront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know if
interesting.
It's a standard thing.
I would think so. I would think so. So, I mean, but you only do that. You only do that if you, I mean, obviously if you're doing a lot of volume, but if you're with a network where you have a really good relationship with your affiliate manager who's taking care of you and they have a whole team in there and they're looking after you, then sometimes it's just content to let them handle all the heartache and all the stuff. Because some of these guys, and this is the difference, guys. When you look at the CPA networks, it's hard because the internet, everybody's on the same level ground. I mean, I could be losing money, but I could be a better creative director or a better graphics artist, and I could build a better website that looks a hell of a lot more professional than yours, even though you could be a billionaire. But from the look of it, it would look like I'm the corporate guy. I'm this. There is a lot of ma and pa CPA networks being run out of basements, okay? And you need to know that because when you start pushing a lot of volume, like you did, what happens when you get stifled on the payment? Do you think a mom and pop shop CPA network is going to be able to cover your butt?
Well, it could be the advertiser just decides for no reason.
Not to pay you.
They don't want to pay the affiliate network, so
Yeah.
they're still too.
If you're a really good affiliate, believe it or not, some of the big corporate affiliate networks will cover your butt. They'll pay you because they know it will eventually come back because you're going to continue running and it's developing the relationship. A mom and pop shop, boom. Yeah, good luck. And that's why if you look at the terms and conditions of a lot of these affiliate networks, if we're not paid by the advertiser, you're not going to be paid. Okay? It all depends on what's going on. If you are running legitimate traffic and the advertiser, like Dan said, puts up a stupid reason, they don't want to pay you. I mean, it's a different story if you're doing black hat, like, you know, like I said, Jessica Simpson sex tapes or whatever, and then you're iframing an email to submit for diapers. Yeah, of course. There's going to be an issue there, right? There's obviously going to be an issue there, and there's guys that are doing that. So they don't deserve to be paid.
Sorry, the mom and pop, though, can be the advertiser, too, and they ran out of budget.
Exactly.
They can't pay the affiliate network because they don't have money. That was really what happened.
Or they suck and they can't convert their back end.
Yeah, that's true.
And they have no cash to pay, right? What do you do, right? That's
And
the...
sometimes they're not converting on the back end because some affiliate's using some weird technique that's sending them crap traffic. So
Yeah.
a month later, they run out of money.
Yeah.
So then the offer goes down. We think they did something wrong, but sometimes it's the affiliate, right?
That's why I highly stress the whole relationship, guys. It's a three-way relationship, okay? It's between the advertiser, it's between the publisher, and it's between the CPA network. When somebody decides to screw with that relationship, it affects everybody, okay? With all these, you know, and the one thing that I recommended to CX Digital was, I go, in a perfect utopia, a CPA network, if they could, for every single affiliate, put beside the offer that the affiliate was running a quality scale of their traffic for that particular offer, that would tell a lot. Because that would tell us a lot, too, as affiliates, as to why is my quality only 50%? Let me speak to my affiliate manager. Let's have some feedback between the advertiser and stuff. Well, let's see. Okay, maybe you need to shut down GoClick traffic. Maybe you need to shut down this particular sub-ID. Like True.com, they're fanatics. They actually look at every sub-ID. My affiliate manager used to call me and tell me, shut sub-ID, blah, 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 blah. Shut sub-ID, blah, blah, blah. Shut sub-ID, blah, blah. Some advertisers are that sophisticated. And I wish we had that kind of transparency so we could see what's working and what's not working, but I don't know where we're gonna be. But with that being said, like I said, if you have a good relationship, and I guess this is kind of a plug for Jamie and Mike at getads.com. These guys, started up their own network, and I actually have had a relationship with Jamie probably for the last 3 years now. And I've met George, who owns Get Ads, and I trust these guys like you won't believe, okay? I have never, ever had an issue where I had to call Jamie and say, where I've had other CPA networks, why am I doing 100 leads today, and that's dropped down to 10 on the same amount of traffic? And that's why I run traffic with Get Ads, is because the traffic is always consistent. You'll notice that. On certain networks, as things are all wackily, wiggly, woggly, woggly, something is either screwed on their back end or somebody's screwing around with you. And it's not good for the relationship. It's not good for the relationship. So always try to go with the high-end corporate-style CPA networks that are being run like a corporation, not some guy in his basement with his buddy next door as the affiliate manager or something like that. Because, guys, you laugh, but it's happening, okay? It might look all like rosy and everything on the page and stuff like that, but get a track record, get a history of the network, how long they've been around for.
You should maybe have a hand ready to see how many people got kind of some fishy stuff going on with the network.
Well, put up your hand if you're in CPA marketing, you've had fishy stuff happening. Yeah, so you know it then. You know it. Okay. What we'll do is we will hit a break for 15 minutes, and then I'll hit into paper text formula. Okay? We'll do, yeah, another drive-by shooting. 5. If I want. Hey, why don't we give a camera away? All right. What? Before,
No PPC horror stories. My horror stories of PPC are tiny.
your horror story is Infusionsoft, man.
Oh, that's just one of several. I've gotten shafted for large sums of money.
I've actually, because of that, I actually totally changed my business strategy, and
Yeah.
my business is like way better now.
Yeah?
Everything I'm doing is just rock solid now. So I thought it was worth that much.
You stopped doing those Jessica Alba pages, eh?
Is that what you're doing, Tom?
Whereas you had built up too much good karma. I had to balance it out.
Yeah.
Being evil.
You had already done too much good.
Okay, we talked about Yahoo Ad Ready. Before I talk about paper text formula, I almost forgot. Thank you, Charles, for reminding me. Can't believe I forgot. There is a lot of traffic on the Yahoo Content Network and the MSN Content Network. Who's doing Yahoo Content Network and MSN Content Network? Oh, my Lord. Like 3 guys here. 3 guys are doing it. There is a lot of traffic on Yahoo Content Network. And the reason why Yahoo gets a lot of traffic is because they have the Yahoo Publisher Network, which has been in beta for God knows how long. They're still in beta, and I guess they're only for US sites, but there's still a considerable amount of traffic. And I know that because I'll start an offer, and then I'll initially get like, 500,000 impressions on the first day or whatever, right? So there is traffic to be bought on the content network, and the quality is, in my opinion, from what I've noticed, sometimes better than AdSense quality, content traffic on the Google network. So the same rules, MSN Content Network, they show content network ads. They don't have a publisher network yet. I'm sure they're going to come out with one soon. But they show their ads on all their MSN websites, MSN Live, MSN Hotmail, and all the MSN different properties. Then they also have an agreement with Wall Street Journal, Fox Sports, Tech and Gadgets, and a 4th one. So they don't have a whole bunch of websites in it, but MSN still does get a considerable amount of traffic. So you definitely want to be bidding on the MSN Content Network also. Same rules apply. A separate search campaign for search, a separate content campaign for content traffic. It makes it easier to measure the traffic and split the campaigns up so that you can write ads that are targeted towards content-generated traffic. So keep that in mind. If you guys haven't been doing that, MSN Ad Center came up with their desktop application. I don't know how easy it is to replicate a search campaign.
It crashed on me while I tried to install it, so.
I don't know. I tried to install it and it said, you are Canadian, so that didn't help. I was like, US only. I don't get it. You know? Which is another thing that pisses me off. I can never preview a landing page.
Oh, yeah, I know. Every time I send you one of my things.
Like, I'm PerfSpot's #1 visitor. Seriously. Which reminds me, there's a tool called Google Firefox plugin.
Oh, yeah.
You plug it in. I put the video in the PPT 2.0 section. You plug it in, and you do a search on Google. If you right-click on your mouse, it'll ask you what country you want to see the results for.
Like
which is really, really kind of neat. If you want to see your competition in various, because I have no idea who I'm competing against in Australia unless you go through Google's preview tool and all that stuff. But this one is sweet. You can do a search on Google, boom, right-click, Australia, boom, Australian listings only. It's a Firefox plugin.
What's it called again?
Google Firefox plugin. Something, I'm sure there's a fancier name. It'll be in the 2.0 section. I think Google Firefox extension, I think that's what it's called.